it's good for you to join us tonight. I want to thank you for joining us, and I also want to thank you for giving us that report you did from Orlando, Florida. You were, of course, one of the people injured in that fireworks accident at Wrestlemania 24. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. How are you feeling now? It's been a couple of weeks. Are you feeling better?
Well, shoulder's still a bit sore, but, it'll get better eventually.
You hope so. And how's your wife? I understand she took a shot from the falling cable as well.
Well, she's in a bit of pain still.
Right. Well, tell us exactly what happened. I mean, you were there. What exactly took place?
Oh, sitting there watching the Undertaker do his thing, and my buddy decides he's going to start filming all the fireworks. As he's doing it, the cord broke, snapped on our backs. Felt like someone threw a full can of beer or a baseball bat to you. And fireworks went down into the crowd and burnt 43 people. Pretty seriously, had to be taken to hospital.
And what were the nature of your injuries at the time?
I took the blunt of the blow to the shoulder. My buddy's camera got the burn mark from the cord, actually embedded in his camera. And the wife had a bit of it on the shoulder as well.
Ouch. Not so good.
No.
What was the reaction of event officials? I mean, did you see anyone? Did they offer to help you? What was the reaction there like?
No, nobody helped. The guy that was just picking up the cord just kind of was looking around, making sure nobody got hurt, never even asked if anybody was really injured. Just kept on winding up the cord. I don't know what the extent of the people down in the bottom end of the crowd until we got home 2 hours later and found out that the people got burnt.
Right. So, in an interview you did with Something Cool News this past week, you said that the way that had been handled, it was handled very poorly. You felt there should have been something more done.
Well, yeah, but I don't know to what extent. I mean, the people that did get burnt, all they got was an ice pack to put on themselves. They were told just to stay where they were, and then they put ice packs on them, according to what I've witnessed on the YouTube clips. And then they just, basically got told to go home. But as far as I know, WWE never did anything to compensate for their injuries or, burnings or anything like that, to my knowledge.
Now, you, of course, are a lifelong fan of wrestling. You have been, I think, to the past 8 WrestleManias. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you have your opinions changed on WWE and their events based on this incident?
Well, I haven't really watched too much of their shows. To my knowledge, this is probably my last one I go to.
Is that because of what happened?
Yeah, but also it's getting pretty costly too.
All right. Well, it's not cheap to go all the way to Orlando, Florida. I mean, that whole trip must cost you hundreds of dollars.
Well, a good $1,000 plus at least, yeah.
And then you get there and you get burnt.
Well, no, I didn't get burnt, just a cord.
But it could have gone either way there. I mean, you certainly could have been burnt, right?
Yeah, true enough.
And that's not something that you exactly expected to go down and see this cool wrestling show.
No, but on the other hand, I mean, in WWE's defense, they were doing testing throughout the morning because we were down there, just walking around getting souvenirs and stuff. They were doing, the firework, pyro, well, not just probably the testings of it.
Now, the WWE issued a formal apology on their website, WWE.com, saying we didn't mean this to happen. They investigated it. Have you heard anything as to what the actual cause of the accident was?
No, I haven't.
No. And does that apology do anything for you personally?
Not really. I mean, I wasn't seriously injured, like overall. I wasn't burnt.
But you did. You mean people were injured, and I'm sure it must be traumatic to know that happened very close to you. Is WWE's apology good enough for you?
I really couldn't answer that because I don't know. Yeah, they can apologize, but I live in Canada. This was done in the U.S. What did they do for me? Probably nothing.
Right. So you're not holding a grudge then against World Wrestling Entertainment?
Not really.
Right.
I was at first because, I was injured, but, afterwards when I found out that I wasn't really as injured as other people were, I was, I just shut my mouth.
Now, if you had the opportunity to say something to Vince McMahon, what would you say?
Oh, I have no clue. I wouldn't know where to start.
Well...
Really, I was upset that we all got hurt, but not physically hurt, but we were all hurt. The people down below got burnt. Nothing really done for them. You know, what could you do for me? You know, he's not going to do much.
Well, given the opportunity, given an audience with Vince McMahon, you wouldn't even bother to say something like, "Hey, Vince, make wrestling good again."
Well, that's a long shot away, though.
That's what?
That's a long shot away. The WWE is they're overrated at this point, in my opinion. You know, people going against people that have been going against each other for weeks on end and years on end. It's just, you know, it's getting it's getting stale.
Right. And so based on that, you are not going to be going to watching any more of the shows. You're not going to any more live events. Have they lost a fan, Bruce?
In my opinion, they've lost, well, 2 at least. I don't know about my friend. I can't speak for him, but I know my wife and I, we're not loyal watchers anymore.
And who knows how many more they lost based on this incident in Florida.